Assalamu alaikum. Today we are, in 625 AD, it means third Hijrat era. The Battle of Uhud started between Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, our Muslim community, and the Meccan people, Mushriks. We know the reasons that the Mushriks, the Meccans, Qurayshis, they wanted to revenge for their loss at Badr, and they made tremendous preparation for this new attack upon the Muslims. And they collected an army of 3,000 strong men, of whom 700 were armed with coats of mail and 200 horses. It was huge army, because at Badr they collected only 1,000. Now in the Uhud they wanted to destroy the Muslim community at all from the earth. As a Prophet Muhammad prayed to Allah that before this Battle of Uhud, he prays that if we defeated at the Badr, no one else should be left to pray Allah on earth. This is why Abu Sufyan and other Qurayshi leaders, they gathered 3,000 army men to fight Prophet Muhammad. And these forces advanced under the conduct of Abu Sufyan, and Abu Sufyan, and they encamped at the village of 6 miles from Medina, where they gave themselves up to the spoil in the fields and flocks of Madinites. And Prophet Muhammad also, being much inferior to his enemies in number, because they were very less number, then at first determined to keep himself within the town and to receive them there. He wanted to wait for them in the Medina itself. But after the discussion with the Sahaba, and after the advice of some of his Sahaba companions, Prophet Muhammad marched out the Medina with thousands of men. At Badr only 3,013 people. Now Prophet Muhammad gathered 1,000 people against 3,000. And when they were marched toward the city, towards the Uhud place, the hill area, then 300 peoples under the leadership of the Munafiq, the infamous Munafiq, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Sulul, they withdraw from the army of Prophet Muhammad with 300 people. So it became 700 only after these 300 people withdraw from the army of Prophet Muhammad. So Prophet Muhammad with these 700 Sahaba went to Mount Uhud, and the Muslim troops passed the night, and in the morning, after they offered the prayer, they advanced into the plain area for the battle, or into the battlefield. Then Prophet Muhammad, he better to secure his men from being surrounded. Prophet Muhammad placed 50 army men, 50 archers on the height of the rear, the backside of the mount, behind the troops, and he commanded them a very strict order not to leave their post, whatever might happen. There is a different conversation between Prophet Muhammad and these 50 men. Whatever happened, you don't leave this place. Prophet Muhammad commanded very strict orders to them. When these Prophet Muhammad, when they came to engage the Prophet Muhammad had a superiority at first, because they marched very strongly. They started to defeat the enemy's army, means the Mushrik's army. And afterwards, his archers, means these 50 men, left their position for the sake of the plunder. They thought that we are winning now, so we can collect our booties, our bounties. So they left the place. So thus this situation allowing the enemy to attack Muslims from the backside and surrounded them. This was a turning point actually in the history. Prophet Muhammad was about to winning the war. Then these 50 men, not 50 men, all the soldiers, the Sahaba who were situating at the backside of the Mount of Uhud, they saw that we are winning, so we can collect the bounty. Then this incident became the turning point of that battle. Then Khalid bin Walid was at that time the Meccan army general. He was, Khalid bin Walid is the biggest army general in Islamic history. Whatever he participated in a war, he used to win that war. So he was very cunning, talented, caliber personalities. This Khalid bin Walid observed that these weak line the defense of the Muslims, and he quickly attacked the rear of Muslims army with the cavalry, with his army men. This caused heavy losses among Muslims, including death of famous Sahaba and the uncle of Prophet Muhammad Hamza radiallahu anhu. The Prophet Muhammad lost the day and very nearly lost his life also. Prophet Muhammad was struck down by a shower of stones and wounded him in the face by two arrows. And one of his front teeth was broken because of the stone, because of this attack. And from the Muslims, 70 men were killed at Battle of Uhud. Among whom, as I said before, Prophet Uncle Hamza radiallahu anhu. From the Mushriks, 20 men were lost. But Prophet Muhammad and Muslims managed to regroup and frustrated the Meccan army attempts to at full victory. Meccan Mushriks, they felt that we are going to win, but Prophet Muhammad and Sahab, the main Sahabas, they started to regather, resummon all the Muslims, and they stopped the victory of Meccan army. And after this attempt of Prophet Muhammad, the Meccan army eventually withdrew and failed to take Medina city. Actually, these 3,000 army of Quraysh, of Makkah, they wanted to defeat Prophet Muhammad and Muslim community at all and destroy their dominance of the area. But they had to withdraw, and they failed to take Medina city. And because of this attack, these Quraysh were too exhausted, and they could not follow up their advantage, or to attack Medina, or to driving Muslims out from the mount of Uhud. So they retreated from Medinan territories. But before going from this Medina area, they very cruelly mutilated the corpse of Muslim dead bodies, shuhadaks. They mutilated them. They cruelly done a huge uh, problems, these hugely mutilated dead bodies of Muslims. What was the consequences of this Uhud? You know, at Badr, Prophet Muhammad, the Muslim army, they became victorious. And because of the victory, all the surrounding tribes and Jews and other pagans, they felt that the Prophet Muhammad became strong, and we have to submit them, or we have to understand that Prophet Muhammad is a victorious, and we have to acknowledge his power, regional power. But after this setback at Uhud, Mount Uhud, they this Battle of Uhud had enabled the non-Muslim elements of Medina and it's in the surrounding place. They dare to stand against Prophet Muhammad. They even wanted to oppose him, and there are many small campaign also, some of campaigns against Prophet Muhammad after this Uhud, because they got some kind of inspiration against Prophet Muhammad because of this setback of Uhud, Battle of Uhud. One of the famous campaigns of against Prophet Muhammad what was that? Campaigns of Abu Salama ibn Abdul Asad. This, Prophet Muhammad heard the enemy movement that came to Prophet Muhammad's ears, that Tulayha and Salama, they were son of Huwaylid and leaders of Banu Asad tribe. They were inciting their tribesmen and their friends to attack Medina and to drive out Prophet Muhammad from the Medina. But Prophet Muhammad sent some army and defeated them. That was the first reaction from surroundings of Medina. Second one, Abdullah ibn Unais. This person, Khalid ibn Sufyan ibn Nubayh al-Hudayli, they were arousing people and inciting them to raid Medina. Then Prophet Muhammad commanded Abdullah ibn Unais to that area to defeat them. That was another incident. And third one, the one of the tragedy that happened to Prophet Muhammad and the Muslim society, that was the Battle of Al-Raji that happened in 625 AD, at the same era after just Uhud, Battle of Uhud. Some groups of tribesmen living next to the Medinan area, they came to Prophet Muhammad and asked, we want to some Muslim to teach our tribes. Then please send us some your young companions, young Sahaba, to teach us Islam and the Quran. Then Prophet Muhammad, at that time Prophet Muhammad used to send his companions, his Sahaba, to these surrounding areas to propagate Islam, to preach Islam, to teach Islam to the inhabitants of that places. Then Prophet Muhammad answered to their request, and he sent some six notable companions, notable Sahaba to them. But this tribe, they when these six Sahaba, when they reached Al Raji, the place Raji, they betrayed these people and they killed them. That was the biggest tragedy happened after Battle of Uhud. Then Prophet Muhammad became so worried, and he sent some army to attack them, and they defeated. That was the another incident. Another was incident was the same incident happened after this incident. Some peoples from another tribe, they wanted to teach this their own peoples, so they wanted some Sahaba to teach their tribesmen. But Prophet Muhammad first, he was so reluctant to hesitant to send the Sahaba because of that first incident. Still, Prophet Muhammad sent some people, but the same incident repeated again. The famous incident, these people, the Sahaba sent by Prophet Muhammad, they were captured by these people, and some of them became captive, and some Sahaba became, they were martyred by the hands of this enemy, and two Sahaba became captive. They were brought to Makkah, and one is Zaid, second one is Hubayb. And the Zaid was martyred, and Hubayb was jailed. He was put in behind the bar at Makkah, and they started to crucify this Sahabi Khubayb. Then asked this Khubayb, what will you do when if just imagine your Prophet Muhammad is your position now at the this crucifixion, and you are happy with your family. What do you think? Then this Khubayb answered that I cannot imagine these situations. I don't like if any single needle into the Prophet Muhammad. I don't like. I want this martyrdom. I don't like that imagination. Then these Qurayshi mushriks, they crucified and Hubayb radiallahu anhu there. Then these incidents also became very tragedy to Prophet Muhammad and Muslim society. And there are many other also. The Battle of Bir Muana. Battle of Bir Muana also. The delegates and escorts proceed together until they reach the Well of Moana, and they from there they sent Hardin of some army, and they killed these Sahaba groups there. Then Prophet Muhammad also, it was also another biggest problem, biggest tragedy to Prophet Muhammad. Then, these all incident happened after Medina. Why? Because all these surrounding areas, pagans and Meccans and the Jews, they felt that Muhammad now faced a defeat and setback. So they got inspiration from them. They got an energy to attack Prophet Muhammad. After this incident, the Jews also started to betray Prophet Muhammad, who were in the contract with Prophet Muhammad from the Sahifa Medina chapter. They were in the treaty with Prophet Muhammad. But after the setback of this Uhud incident, they also the Jews and Munafiquns, the hypocrites, also they joined in the conspiracy against Prophet Muhammad. And these Jews, especially the Jews from Banu Nadir tribe, they tried to kill. They tried to kill Prophet Muhammad also. That was another incident against Prophet Muhammad after the Battle of Uhud. You know, then Prophet Muhammad sent Muhammad bin Maslama and said to him, go to the Jews of Banu Nadir and tell them that I have sent you to them with the command that they should leave this area. Tell them by plotting to kill me, because you plotted to kill me, to kill Prophet Muhammad. So you have to leave this area. Prophet Muhammad said to Banu Nadir tribe at that time, because they have violated the covenant, the treaty which I gave them. Tell them that I give them 10 days to evacuate, after which any Jew seen in the area will be killed. That was a biggest warning from Prophet Muhammad to the betrayer of the covenant, betrayer of these Medina charter. That was Banu Nadir tribe, that the Jews tribe. And even Prophet Muhammad gave them 10 days to evacuate the place. They did not go from there. Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Sulul, the same hypocrites who retreated from the army of Prophet Muhammad with 300 people. He used to correspond with these Jewish tribes, with Meccan also, with these Jewish tribes also. He promised these Jew tribes to send them two messengers with the message that they should not depart from their land and the property. They should remain their fort. That he himself would be coming to their assistance with the 2,000 Jews and Arab fighters prepared to defend them and to fight against Prophet Muhammad. So no Jews left even after 10 days. Then Prophet Muhammad blockaded them, and they have to evacuate from that area. So this incident, Banu Nadir incidents, also happened after this after the uh, Battle of Uhud. You know, the city of Medina recovered its peace after the evacuation of Banu Nadir. Then Muslims, no, we have Muslims does not have any fear from Munafiqun or from this Banu Nadir area also. And Ansars, the Medinan Muslims, and Muhajir, the Meccan Muslims, became so happy. They felt so tranquility, peace at the in the Medina. And you know, this time the Abu Sufyan also wanted to revenge uh, against Prophet Muhammad because of the loss of battle and the feeling of loss at Uhud also. He promised Prophet Muhammad he would come to Badr. After Uhud, I'm saying after the Uhud, the Abu Sufyan said that he would come at the Badr to fight Prophet Muhammad to revenge the loss of Battle of Badr. Then Prophet Muhammad gathered his Sahaba and he came to Badr, but Abu Sufyan could not have that much, did not have that much courage to fight Muhammad. Then this incident, because Prophet Muhammad already reached the Badr, but Abu Sufyan and the Meccan Mushrik did not have that much courage to fight Prophet Muhammad. Then, after this moment, the threat of Meccan Mushriks, Meccan idolaters, finished. So the threat of Makkan Mushrik, the threat of Quraysh, finished from this moment. Then that was another biggest victory Prophet Muhammad after the loss setback of small setback of Battle of Uhud at that time. You know, there were another some kind of campaign also against the some rioters, like campaign of Latur Dat al Riqa, and another one, some other Muslims, the after these incidents there were many lessons for Muslims from the Battle of Uhud, like after all these exploits and campaigns, Prophet Muhammad started to settle down at Medina for few months before Quraysh would trouble him again. And after these troubles, Prophet Muhammad learned that, and especially the believers, the Sahaba, they learned that negative consequence of the disobedience. Because what happened in Battle of Uhud because of this disobedience of the 50 men. Abdullah ibn Jubair was the leader of that 50 leaders. He commanded them, don't leave this place, because Prophet Muhammad commanded that. But these people, these Sahaba, they started to go from that backside of this Uhud. So Khalid ibn Walid saw that he started to defeat the Muslim army. Because of this disobedience, the setback of Battle of Uhud happened. So these believers, the Muslims, learned that the negative consequence of this disobedience, loss of courage and dispute that was occurred was the result of it. They understand that. They understood that. And there are many lessons also like this. They understood that the Prophet Muhammad's wisdom and method and triumphed at times and sometimes are defeated at times. But the outcome was always in their favor. Because if they were continuously victorious, non-Muslims are always beliefs would join them. So believers could not be distinguished from the others because as a Muslim, we have to face setbacks and victories. If every time we face the victories, we we cannot understand the difficulties. So in the life of Muslims, we have to face the setbacks also. So Allah, I mean, the lessons from Battle of Uhud mean that Allah teaches Muslims that setbacks are the part of the life. From the setbacks, we learn from that. we move forward to the life. And in this, in material world, the mundane world, Prophet Muhammad and Sahaba, they understand who's with Prophet Muhammad, who is not. Because when they were marched to the Uhud area, the Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Sulul and with his 300 people, they withdraw from the army. So they understand that who are the real Sahaba and who are the betrayer. So, from the Battle of Uhud, the Muslim community understand that who is helping the enemy of Prophet Muhammad or helping the enemy of Islam. And as I said before, the victory and defeat is not a permanent thing. Along with the disobedience, greed also an enemy of victory. Why these people left the area? Because they saw the army is defeated now, so we can collect the bounty, the ghanima. So the greed also enemy of the victory. Victory requires steadiness, and this obedience and greed will distract you from being steadfast. If you want to succeed in fighting for this region, fight your disobedience and sense of greed also. You know, you are fighting in the name of Islam, in the name of Allah. That is the history of Muslims. But if you are fighting in the name of yourself, in the name of your own interest, you will be defeated at the end. That was the lesson from the Battle of Uhud. And victory is not guaranteed for Muslims always, every time. Winning is the impossible war. In the Battle of Uhud, made some people, some Muslims, that we will win eventually. They thought like that. But but then Allah showed that the setback is necessary for them also. So that was another lesson from the Battle of Uhud. And even that some setback happened in the Battle of Uhud, still Prophet Muhammad regathered the Muslim society, organized the Muslim society, and whatever revolt happened against the Prophet Muhammad, he defeated them all. And whatever inspiration got from the setback of Uhud for these enemies of Islam and the surrounding area, Prophet Muhammad destroyed that inspiration, and he showed that we still mighty people, we have still strong community. Prophet Muhammad showed them. Then he showed that Makkan community also, you cannot defeat Prophet Muhammad. This is why Prophet Muhammad went to Badr again and waited for them, but they did not have that much courage to attack Prophet Muhammad at Badr again. So he defeated the Qurayshi community again, and Prophet Muhammad sustained his position, the dominance of Muslims in the Arabian area. That was another biggest success for Prophet Muhammad and the Muslim community. Thank you.